Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is Tricia here from Smith's Crafty Creations, and I just need to try and plug this phone in so it charges a wee bit better. Right, hang on a second, I need to switch around. With my plugs. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make a little gift box. I managed to make one of these late on yesterday, which is absolutely adorable. Now it's got some gifts in it, so I don't want to open it up. It's using the Bows of Holly suite. Absolutely gorgeous. Some Wink of Stella in here too. And this box measures 8.5 by 4 by 1.5. Okay, so you can make this out of two pieces of, excuse me, what do you call it? Cardstock. Oh, I'll apologise just now, guys, because I do have a bit of a sore throat. Right, can you see my measurements there? Grand. Yeah, so if you're new to the channel, my name's Tricia and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. So I cover UK, Ireland, Austria, Netherlands, France, Germany and Belgium. So what we're going to need is some of this. Now before I start, I just want to say that we do have a smashing joining offer just now. You're getting £154 worth of products for only 99, so it's quite a lot of freebies. Free shipping as well. Right, let me get organised. Okay, so we need our trimmer. Okay, and what we need to do is the base is 11.5 by 7, and then the lid, we're going to cut this one to 7 1/16 by 11 9/16. So it's a 1/16 of an inch bigger than the base, and it's just to make sure that there's room for manoeuvre to go over the top. And I've tried and tested it and it works grand. So let's do the base first. So 11.5 by, what did I say, 7. This might be a little bit of a longer video. There will be a blog post to follow at some point. So that's the base. Now we want the lid, which is 7 1/16, so not an eighth, but half of an eighth wider. And then we same again, we go to 11.5, and then we're adding on a tiny little 1/16 of an inch extra. Not a lot of wastage with this project. Right, so let's put that away. What we need now is the Simply Score tool. Now, if you prefer metric, you can get a plate that goes on top of this. Okay, right, what we want to do is, on the long side, we're going to score at 1.5 and 10. Right, so 1.5 and 10, and that gives us the 1.5 inch border. We flip it round and we're going to do, I've got it written down there, 1.5 and 5.5. So 1.5 and 5.5. Okay, so I'm just going to put a B on there for base. We are going to cover the inside. Okay, so do the same again on the lid. So 1.5 and 10.5. No, 10, sorry. Can't count today. So 1.5 and 10, and then 1.5 and 5.5. So this is going to be the lid. Okay, now in the lid we are going to cut out a panel for our acetate. Okay, so we'll just pop that to the side. Okay, so Our Simply Scored has a little holder here. We also have in this top section little markers that you can put, if you're bulk making, you can put little markers on this pop-in section there, and then it reminds you where to score. If you're not very good with remembering numbers, like I am sometimes. Okay, so what we want to do is fold and burnish our base. Now, I did treat myself to this standard grid paper, just because the squares are smaller and I find it easier for planning boxes and measurements. So it's working well for me. And I'll keep my lovely, gorgeous Stampin' Up grid paper for my card projects. You know how I don't like to get those dirty. Right, okay. So, what we need to do is, I am going to use Santa Express paper. Okay, so we need to cut a bit for the inside of the box and also the lid, which we're then going to cut out a section for the acetate as well. Okay, so this is 8.5 by 4, so we want to cut this down. Now, you do need to cut it directional. So I'm just doing it a 1/16 of an inch smaller than 4, because I want it to be quite nippet with the inside and the lid. Okay, keep this bit because this will go round the sides. Okay, and then we want this down to just a smidgen under 8.5. So you're going to use a 12 by 12 sheet of designer series paper, maybe into a second one if you make any boo-boos, because I might. And 2 bits of A4 cardstock, so it's quite good. Isn't this gorgeous paper? You can use either side, but why hide this gorgeous print? Right, okay, so what I think I'll do is I'll use this one for the inside. Okay, so you can stick it in the now or you can stick it in after. I'll just stick it in after because I want to be able to show you how I'm going to sort the box first. So grab your little scissors. Right, so I'm just cutting straight up the score line and then taking a little wedge out. And I just kind of do this like a fan effect around the box. Like so. See, not a lot of wastage. Right, so what we need to do is we're folding in our tabs. This is where the glue is going to go, and then sides. Okay. So I'm just going to fold them all in. Now, I still haven't found my tearing tape, which is a bit annoying. So let me use one of these little freebie ones that I got out of a kit. One of the Stampin' Up kits. These do come in handy. So we're going to add some on each of the tabs, okay? So let me see now. What I think I'll do is, if I can get it off, is top, middle, and bottom. And I will add a little bit wet glue as well, just for extra security, because I am popping some gifts in it. Okay, so on all 4 tabs. If you do try this, I'd love to see a wee photograph. I can share it on my Crafty Stamping Club group, Smithy's Crafty Stamping Club. Or you can send me a message. Right, so what you need to do is you need to get your bone folder, and we want to press down all of our little tabs. Now, hands up if you think it's extra special if you make your own box for gifts. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so Pokey Tool I had out yesterday. So we're just going to remove... Let me put this in first, actually. Let me glue this in. So, wet glue. Now, the good thing about our Tombow and using it with our Designer Series paper is I don't know if you've ever used cheaper glue before or kind of budget paper. Sometimes the glue will actually crease your card and crease your paper, but ours does not do that. It's just wonderful. Right, I need to keep the lid off actually because I am removing these little bits now. Now, the only reason I'm putting white glue on is just to give me a little bit of wiggle room. So all we're going to do is we're going to lift up, marry up the edges, okay? So just use your hand there as a little guide. Sorry, I'm all linky already. And then we want to give it a little burnish. Okay. Now this one. So I'm just doing this for all four corners. Like I say, it might be a little bit of a longer video, but I could speed these bits up, but the time it takes to kind of like convert the video and a quick job ends up into a half a day job. So you can always fast forward or pause and come back to it if you like. Right. Come on. Right. So again, marry up the edges. Give it a little burnish. So we are on the October, excuse me, my asthma's playing up. We're on the October holidays up here in Scotland. So the kids are off, well, my youngest's off for the next 2 weeks. So he's been off this week and he's off next week. And I've got Monday, Tuesday off next week. Try and get out and do something with them. What? I do not know though. Okay, so there is our box base. Now I'll show you what's going into it. Now I've got some gold tissue paper and I have some gorgeous little sample beauty products. So I've got a shower gel, a body lotion, a conditioner, a shampoo and conditioner, a little bar of soap, and I'm also going to pop in 2 little jasmine candles. So it's like a little pamper set for bath time. Okay. So that is the gift ready in the box. So all we need to do now is the lid. So let me pop that to the side. If you wanted to do a double insulated or a double strength box, you would need a 12 by 12 piece. Excuse me, my throat's really sore. Right, so what we are going to do here is we are going to glue on this. Then we're going to cut out the piece for the acetate. Then we're going to add the acetate on and we're going to glue the tabs, etc. So yeah, it's going to be really good. So, oh, I do apologise. You know, it's this time of year, it's the cold air that goes for my asthma. My little ear tubes can't deal with it very well. And also going in and out of hot or cold rooms and stuff like that. Now you could leave this as is without the acetate for the window. However, I'm going to pop that acetate on because I think it looks really nice. So this measures 2 3/4 by 6 1/4. It's not quite perfect in terms of same margins around it, but yeah, it works for me. So what you will need is a protective mat of some sort. So let me bring this in. Okay, and all I'm going to do, you need a pencil and you need a rubber. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to draw around. Is that about straight? Yeah. Just going to draw around very lightly in pencil. Ta-da! And then I'm going to use a ruler. And I'm going to use my little, hang on, this is wobbling ever so slightly. And I'm going to use my little craft knife that I got years ago from a car boot. Be very careful if you're using any sharp instruments. So I'm just lining up the line, okay? And I'm going to bring it down. Okay, we want to make sure, yep, that's cut through. You might need to go over it twice if your strength's not as good. Okay, so, yep, grand. Then you can keep this excess piece for maybe an accompanying card, or this would be good on a DL card, DL sized card, right, let's see. The aim is as long as your line is relatively straight. So let's do this. Yep, I think that's okay. You might get a little bit fluffing at each of the corners, but you can use your small scissors or your snips to kind of straighten that off. Okay. Oh, there we go. Ta-da! I think I've missed a little bit here. Gorgeous. Fab. Ta-da! Like it, I like it. Right, okay, so rub out the pencil marks, like so. I'm going to move this mat because it's a bit annoying. Don't use it very often, but it is good for if you're cutting cutting things. So here we go. I think that looks adequate enough. Right, now obviously we need a piece of window sheet. I've got a bit here that's just ever so slightly too thin. So let me see what else I have. Let me get a bit out. Yep, nice thick window sheet. So again, we want to make this just under 8.5 because I want to make it the full size of the lid, and it just gives it a little bit more strength, folks. So, and then just under the 4. A key is sometimes it can slip around. If you take your cutter to the bottom and then push up the way and hold it, you don't wobble around as much. Okay, you do have a little tissue handy because it will pick up any excess grease or what have you off your fingers. Okay, so let's get this stuck down. So again, tear and tape. I'm going to pop it like so. I hope I've got enough. I will need to have a clear out and see what the hang I've done with my actual tear and tape. Oh, what a silly sausage I am. Okay, I'm just going to add an extra piece here because I don't want it gaping near the window section. Okay, so again, burnish down those sticky bits. I hope I'm staying in shot, guys. Sometimes it's difficult to tell. Now, the reason I'm using this is because this sticks instantly, and if you were to use wet glue, it could get a bit messy. You could, of course, use your Stampin' Seal or your Stampin' Seal Plus. It would be less fidgety, but okay, so we're just going to pop this down. Sorry about the glare. Okay, now I'm going to just use my pyjama sleeve to kind of burnish that down. You could use your bone folder, just be careful you don't score it in the window section. But that is not going anywhere. Look. Yay! Okay, now it's time to stick the lid, build the lid. Build the lid? Construct the lid, rather. You know what I mean, guys. Oh, this is my favourite time of year, autumn. and I'm just glad to be making a head start on some gifts. Okay, so you want to fold and burnish as well, obviously. Okay. Alright. Okie doke. So again, we are going to stick down the tabs. Now what I do is I stick 3 down, and then I make sure that the lid fits across my box, on top of my box, and then I commit to the last tab. So that's a wee tip for you. Right, let's see. Oh, see, and I've ran out. That's that done. Right, I'm going to have to go to red tape, I'm afraid. I really must order some more tearing tape so that at least there's a spare about if I lose one. It's so easy to misplace stuff, isn't it? It would be too boring if everything was always where it should be, wouldn't it? We've all got that safe place that we put things in and can't remember where that safe place is. Well, I do anyway. I don't know about you guys. Okay. Now you see I've overlapped a little bit, so let me just trim that off. Get a wee little sticky one. Now it's sticking to my finger. Last but not least, right, I'm just going to take off 2 bits. Like so, like so. So again, burnish it down. Okay, so pokey tool, or if you've got your take your pick tool, pokey section, you could use that as well. Now, if it overlaps slightly, you can bend it back on itself, because this is really, really, really sticky stuff. Okay, some white glue. Not too close to the edges so it doesn't seep out. And again, we're going to marry up the edges. Okay, so there's one. Go for the next one now. And then the 4th one we will leave until it's on top of the box so we can make sure it definitely fits. But I'm confident it does fit because, like I say, I've made one already. But you just never know. You might have got a little measurement slightly out or what have you. It's easily done. Easily done. Okay, so we're on the second last tab, like so. Right, where's my box now? Okay, so I'm just going to place this on top. She says. And it fits nice and snug. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to remove, where did my pokey thing go? Remove this and add some white glue. Okay, and I'm just going to put that across. Okay, and then we're going to bring this over and we are going to marry up the edge like so. And that is our little box. So, of course, what we need now to be able to get it on and off is we need some thumb notches. So I'm just going to roughly add 2 half circles in here. Now, if you get excess like this, you can just trim it off, guys. It is a little bit awkward with your scissors, but it can be done. Let me do it off screen so I don't... There we go. Come on, off you come, you little mite. So you can just kind of straighten it off. On we go. Like so. Fantastic. Right, now what we need to do is, I think I'll use some, I used green ribbon on the last one. Let me use some red ribbon on this one. Now I'm going to put the bow to the left hand side. We are going to put a little decoration on that side. Okay, so let me attach the ribbon etc. first. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that I have enough ribbon to do me. Yep. I'm just going to use my big scissors to cut this because I want a sharp edge. Okay, so just make sure it's straight underneath. Right, now what I like to do is I like to feed it under, like so. Feed this under. Hands up, does anybody have their central heating on? I do. I'm just going to hold it there with my pinky and I'm just going to very quickly tie like so. And then that's all nice and tied. Oh, this is a bit squint at the bottom. But that's okay. Let me tighten that up. Actually, I didn't realise it was so loose. Right, there, that's better. Do that again. You don't want it loose on the back because there's a chance it might end up coming off. Right, there we go. So, we have a few little scrappy pieces. Now, if you want to decorate around the corners, which I've forgotten to do, so I'm going to take this off. Oh my goodness. There's always something that I forget, folks, honestly. Let me take that off. Right, so these need to be a smidgen under 8.5 and a smidgen under 1.5 inches. Okay, so we need 2 and then 2 shorter bits. So let me get my trimmer back. I do apologise. But I is only human. I is only human. Okay, so just under 1.5. I'm going to cut 2 strips. I'm going to make it... Oh, come on, stop moving about. There. 1 strip. And 2 strips. And this one is just a little bit too thin. But we can maybe use that for the ends. It's just making sure that you use as much of the DSP as possible. So so again, this is just going to be a smidgen under 8.5. Okay. Now, what I will do is, the box is 4 inches wide. So I'm just going to do just under 4. I wondered what the noise was, but my I've actually got my washing machine on in the background. Right, okay, so let's stick these to the lid. I knew I'd forgotten something. You know, when you're like, this is went a bit too quick. But if you want a quicker project, you do not need to, you don't need to pop on these side decorations. But it does use up the last of your sheet of 12 by 12, so... Okay, right, I'm going to take this lid off. We're going to stick these bits on. If you've got directional, please make sure that it's the right way round. Okay, now I am going to have to punch out that little circle again, but that's okay. Dee. Adorable, adorable. And this makes a great gift. I'm all for self-care packages and whatnot. A better time than at the festive time. But you can do these for birthdays, anything you like. Okay, so Tricia has done the Lined it with the designer series paper properly now. Right, now we can try this again with the ribbon. Right, so pulling it under, twisting it under here. Now one side's longer than the other, so I can kind of manipulate that. Yep, good. Right, so I definitely don't need to do anything else to the lid, etc. Okay, so I'm going to pull it tightish, not too tight, that you're going to crush your box, and then we're going to tie. So I'll tie the bow afterwards. Let me trim this. It's a little bit fluffy. Right, so we have all these bits left. Now, what we can do is we can fussy cut out the little Santa and things like that. But I think what I'll do for quickness is I'm going to cheat and I'm going to get my retired circle punches out. So I'm going to take the 2 1/4. Okay, I'm just going to punch that out. If you've got dies, because these aren't available anymore, you can use the nesting circle dies, the stitch dies. The next one that I need is 2 inches. Now, rather than fussy cutting Santa out, I am simply going to punch him out. Not actually punch Santa, but you know what I mean. Oh dear. Right, okay, so let's add Santa, Father Christmas onto here. Okay, and we're going to attach it just on this bit here. And then we're not going to glue over the ribbon because when the ribbon's off, this will stay intact. So I'm going to pop that there, making sure it doesn't overlap the edges. Great. Beautiful. We are also going to use this, okay, as a tag. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to fold it over to the size of tag that I want. Now, I would normally use a piece of this for the tag, but I'm going to fussy cut out the little sign there. So I'm going to use this excess piece from the middle. Look at that. Waste not, want not, guys. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my hole punch. Where is my hole punch? You know when like you're using stuff and you don't put it back? Oh, here it is. Now, because this is card and DSP, I'm going to do one side and then I'm going to do the other side, and it takes away the thickness. Beautiful. What we need to do is we are going to pop this on the ribbon like so, and then we are going to tie our bow. Okay, so I am going to use the shorter side and then I'll wrap round with the longer side. Please work, ribbon. This is really good ribbon to work with, but I'm all fingers and thumbs this morning. I'm doing this before I start my day job because I thought, you know what? I feel like crafting. At 7 o'clock in the morning. Why not? Why not? Right, okay, so I'm just going to fussy cut out this little sign, and then I'll prop it up with some little mini dimensionals just to give it a little bit of 3D-ness. But what a super box. Now, I have lots of travel size goodies. I bought a whole load of them last year, so I am definitely making use of those for some Christmas gifts this year. Right, where is my little minis? Right, I can't find my mini dimensionals, but you know what? I'm just going to make use of the little bits around the edging of my normal ones. Right, I'm just going to take the backings off, like so. And I think I'll just pop that there so it's kind of overlapping. But there is another gorgeous little box, and you can put your copyright stamp, etc. on the bottom. I've got a sticker that I use. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I apologise if I went on and off the screen a little bit. Like I say, I'm just it's quite hard when you're doing a big project. If you do want to give it a go, let me know and show me your creations, but it really is a great idea. So that's 2 Christmas presents sorted for me. Yay! Okay folks, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave me a wee comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.